This is Nick Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl and catching up with Stan Honey. Again, I mean, we've already had a catch-up off camera, Stan, but now we're here in the village.
Pleasure to be here.
Oh, pleasure to be with you too. Now, the forecast has cemented a little bit. A week ago, it looked like you might have a southerly to start, but now it looks like a very firm northerly. How are you feeling?
Well, delighted with the forecast. It looks like we'll have a sort of a long-lasting northeasterly that'll last for the whole race for the big boats. In fact, it'll still be quite strong by the time we get to Storm Bay and up the river.
Now, you've done a Hobart on Comanche. In fact, the first Hobart that Comanche did, you were on board. You're now on board Wild Oats 11, which is a very different boat. And everyone just wants to know what to expect between you two as you head down the coast.
I think I've actually done all of the Hobarts on Comanche. I think that's 4 total. And the comparison between the boats, the Comanche has much more stability, and so is very fast in any race where stability is important. On any point of sail, that stability is important. Wild Oats, being narrow, tends to have somewhat less resistance. And is fast when she doesn't need stability, which would be, VMG downwind or even upwind in light enough air. The interesting thing about the Hobart race is that uniquely for 600-mile races in the world, almost every offshore race is dominated by reaching. But the Hobart race is unusual in that you can have, either mostly upwind or mostly downwind. So the Hobart race is a very interesting forum for those two boats to compete.
Because as we're talking about upstairs, we just had a press conference with all of the skippers from the Maxies, 1 navigator and 3 skippers. But effectively, we've had a number of races where all of these Maxies have gone and raced their race down the coast of Australia and then ended up at the Derwent at the same time. And I've seen you do that against Wild Oats. I've seen you do that against, it was then Perpetual Loyal, which is now Law Connect. So it is going to be incredibly tight if everyone can stay in one piece, I guess.
I think that's right, especially for a forecast like this, where it's, if you had a 600-mile reach, Comanche would be, gone. But this race is unusual in that you do tend to get, upwind and downwind. And so I think this race, it's very possible that the Maxis will all be clustered up.
Yep, okay. So my heart rate will be like at a maximum when you guys are coming around the Iron Pot. You're one of a select few, I think, who can be a leader on board a boat such as Wild Oats 11, even though you haven't done a race with them before. I mean, what are you guys talking about at the moment to manage expectations and to make sure that you do the best you can with a forecast that may potentially suit you?
Well, we just need to play to our boat's strengths. We need to have the right sails on board. We have the right people on board. And we need to hope that we get a hand of cards that we can play well against the other boats.
And I can say now that we are standing on wood, so... When I visited Stan the other day, he's organised a little bit of wood to go into the navigational desk, just a little bit superstitious.
Just in case somebody says something that's ill-advised.
Which is why I was like, it's okay, we're standing on wood whilst I'm getting excited. But but it is absolutely amazing to have you here and to have you part of such a legacy, which is Hamilton Island Wild Oats as well. Is it really nice to be part of that team?
Oh, it's a huge honour. I've raced against Wild Oats, 6-7 times, and it's just a wonderful treat to be able to, finally race with that team. And I think I've sailed with almost everybody on the team before, and they're all legends. So I couldn't be happier to be here and sailing with these guys.
Yeah, and I bet they can't be happier to have you on board because you are a complete legend of the sport. So Stan Honey, everybody, and also I have to give a shout out to his lovely other half, Sally, who is just over the way, but winners in their division at the Newport Bermuda race as well on their beautiful boat, which has now been passed on to your nephew, but I didn't actually see him there, so I need to publicly say congratulations for that because that was an amazing win too. So
thank you very much. It was fun to do well in a 60-year-old boat in a modern race.
So fantastic. But I wish you all the best for Boxing Day and beyond, all the way into maybe as early as the morning of the 28th, maybe as early as the night of the 27th.
Yes.
we're standing on wood, and it's lovely to see you again after so long.
Great to see you, Nick. Cheers.
Cheers. Ta-da!